For testing the Synology DS1010 and DX510, what we will do is actually test three items. The first item is directly writing and reading to the DS1010 station. The next item will be testing the DX510, so we'll connect to the DX510 instead of the DS1010 and see if any of the performance is different there. And in the last resort, we will check if a cross-link between the PC and the Synology actually reveals a big difference between the results we get from the gigabit network. Now, whatever the first two tests are resulting in, those are the tests that you should reasonably expect at home when you have a normal gigabit network operational like we do. We did not tweak anything at all to get higher performance, so we just kind of expect everything runs out of the box, and the results you will see are the actual results you should expect at home as well. So we're just going to leave this running for a minute and pick up when the test result is completed. And here are the results of the DS1010 Plus. Now, as you can see in the end, with migrating bigger files, it actually fell back a bit on 60 and 80 megabyte a second. We don't know why that is, but it seems SMB is always fluctuating a bit. In general, you should be expecting about 110 megabyte read and write speed in average. As you can see indicated here by the graphs, it's well between 100 and 120. Other than these two that fell back. So SMB is fluctuating a bit, but it should in generally perform about 100 to 110 megabyte a second. So the next test we will do is actually connect the DX510 now again and try write and do the same test that we did here on the DS1010 on that unit to see if there's any slower performance than the base unit. Now, the results of this testing, the DX510 separately from the DS1010 Plus, is quite surprising, because we can see that in general it does reach the read speed average that the DS1010 Plus gave us. However, for the write performance, we are about 30% slower than the actual base unit, and this likely has something to do with the fact that the second station, the DX510, is actually connected over eSATA via the DS1010. So the performance lags in this setup, and it brings you back, it sets you back about 30% in performance for writing operations. And I'm not sure that's a good thing. If you have the same unit, you kind of would expect the same performance as well. So let's do the third test, in which we will connect directly with a crosslink cable to both units and then check out what kind of performance that we have there. So now that we prepared the DS1010 of Synology with a crosslink cable, which means the PC is directly connected to the NAS server and excludes any interference of our gigabit network or router performance, as you can see, the fluctuating thing is still there even though we're directly connected. So there is some instability about Samba when using bigger files. However, in general, as you can see, we still are left at about 110 megabyte read and write speed, which is good. But this shows that a gigabit network of us is up to par to reach the maximum performance of the Synology server. So the next test will be to check if the DX510 extension has also the same performance when cross-linked than over a gigabit network as we done before. So as you can see, the results are pretty much the same as we had before over the gigabit network test. Now with the crosslink, we again see that there's a 20 to 30% performance loss in write operations. The read operations live up to the results we had previously on the gigabit network. So this concludes our review of the Synology DS1010 Plus and the DX510 extension. We thank Synology for having sent us these units, because they are truly amazing, and combining both is about the same price as an 8-base solution on the market, whilst you get, of course, 10 drives instead of 8. So it's really worth this a look, and it really is convenient in setup, although I do believe Synology could improve the software and the setup in a few aspects that makes it more convenient to the novice users. That said, we are totally satisfied with these units, and we absolutely can recommend it to you. So thank you for taking the time and see this review. I hope to see you next time again. So cheers.